Hi guys, welcome back. It is Loopy here. It is May 7th and it is the official last day of in-class sessions. Next week is just finals, but fortunately 3 out of my 4 classes had their finals this week and last week, except with one, but I completely messed up with the dates and told my family it was this week. It was just the way some professors were numbering their weeks, and this professor I'm missing isn't one of them, and so I misunderstood, and when I misunderstood I gave the wrong dates for our vacation, so that happened. Anyways, we're gonna get into this video. I am a chatterbox, so I would invite you to grab a drink, a snack, get to that chore you've been avoiding. You definitely don't have to sit down and watch my face. These videos are definitely like FaceTime chats with friends, so either one is fine. I am completely cool with anything. I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe, shared, liked, comment down below. What are your thoughts, any suggestions, any advice? Highly appreciated. Anyways, let's do the usual categories that we use at the beginning of every semester that we don't always stick with throughout the semester. So let's start with professors. As you guys all know, I had 2 professors this semester that I had previous history with, which was the semester of hell of last year, and one of them was actually one of the 2 professors that really didn't do her job for 8 weeks, and then when she started like being aware of the laws, being aware of her job, my technology gave out. So the first 8 weeks was all on her and the last 8 weeks was all on me. And so I was absolutely terrified to go in with her because I did have a lot of conversations. Excuse me, I'm getting sick apparently. In the summer of last year with, my advisor from the ethnic studies department, the chair of the ethnic studies department participated in the conversations, and so I know all of my professors were spoken to. I think there was meetings between them, and so I'm always the type of person to avoid any type of problems of stirring up, bringing up problems, even if it would help me. And I was just absolutely terrified, but it actually ended up being one of the things that would help me most. I didn't realize I needed some sort of closure, some sort of ending to that semester until I walked into her class, and she talked about how her pedagogy had recently changed because of a certain situations she experienced last year. And I know she was talking about me because I was there and I was completely okay. She didn't say names, but she really talked about how sometimes you get really used to your job and forget to be open-minded and forget to, grow and learn with the times and with each individual student, not just see, your class as a whole, but each individual student. And so knowing that my mental breakdown, my burnout, my anxiety, my stress, whatever you want to call it, that semester ended up helping somebody in the long run, really ended up helping me get over that semester. And I didn't realize I needed that. And then the other professor was the only professor that semester that really tried her best, that really worked hard, that went through all her semester to make everything accessible, and if she couldn't, she would find audio versions of it, or she would change the assignment to something that would accommodate my needs. So I had no problems with her, and I didn't have any problems with her this semester either. And then my community research class professor, she's fantastic. From the moment that I walked in to the moment now, I have felt just like another student, and it's really rare to do that, even though there's a lot of wonderful professors and teachers out there that I have been with, not many will not treat me the same, which is typical to me, so I don't see it as, oh, you're treating me different. It's when you have professors like my community research professor that you realize, oh damn, I am treating differently. My big and main example is that most professors will wait toward the end of the class or the beginning of class to ask me questions, to get my input on things that she's gonna ask the class, or she already asked the class but didn't ask me, like completely ignored me. This professor does not, like, she'll literally, like, if she's going down the rows, she won't skip me. She asked me because she was very excited of my volunteer, which was Guide Dogs of America. She would constantly, bring me as an example, because she was very excited about it. And just seeing that the students also, their behavior, the way they interacted with me was the same as hers. And that's when I realized that the teachers' behavior, the way that professors act toward people with disabilities, really sets the mood on how the rest of the students will act. Because these students, a lot of them would greet me. The student behind me that I was always paired with it was just like I was talking to another friend, like if I was talking to Kim or Natalia or something. And so it really, really made a difference, and I noticed that in this class. Also, which I found extremely weird, because usually students are avoiding me like I have the plague or something. But when we were setting into groups, I guess that somebody noticed that my group was ignoring me, and they requested me. So that felt really, really wonderful. I don't know, that class was just fantastic. I don't know, I just really, 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 really enjoyed it. As for environmental law and policy, which was my only Zoom class, online class, that professor completely ignored me. The only 2 times she acknowledged me was one where she was putting everyone in groups, which was the second day. And then the third week when we had our group meeting with her. And the only thing she told me was, why haven't you been contacting your group? And I was like, I have been. They're not listening to what I've said. And so, yeah, and when she realized I was blind, she completely ignored me for the rest of the conversation. She didn't even ask for my input like she was doing at the beginning. I did notice some unfortunate characteristics about her. A little racism, a little old-fashioned with certain things. So, never will take her again. Will not... a lot of students didn't like her because she was very tough and, she knew her things. I'm not saying she didn't know her things. She's very, very well known. She's very, how would I put this? She is, she's worked at the FBI. She's worked in different programs and organizations throughout, the world within her field, which is environmental law and policies. So she is very well known in her field. So, not saying she's not good, because I have had some horrible teachers who are also not very well in their fields, but this woman is great, and I think that's another reason why she thinks she can be a little full of herself, I guess. That might be a little too strong, but anyways, that was my experience with her. I sent her about 4 to 5 emails, never heard back from her, not even once. So yeah, so that is professors. Now campus and navigation. Navigation is like, within the first year I was okay with that already, especially because I didn't really leave the area that I learned. But throughout the semester, my anxiety and my public anxiety, my crowd anxiety, my just being in open space got really, really bad, to the point where my mom started staying with me. We were just trying to figure out how to make the campus a more positive place for me. For those that don't know or didn't watch the video, I did experience some dog interactions that negatively impacted me and my mental health. Thankfully, Ethos was able to shake it off at the end of the day, and it didn't affect him in the long run. There was a lot of construction going on this semester, so that also didn't help me. But my mom did start staying with me, I think around week 5, week 6 of the semester. And after spring break, we didn't really end up going too much because they kept changing to Zoom or, self-study session class formats. So, yeah. Technology, you guys, technology. Early to mid-April, I got a call from the vendor. They have my technology. They're uploading the software. They're setting everything up. But that's all I've heard from them. I haven't heard when they're going to come drop it off. I haven't gotten any updates. I might even reach out to them after I come back from my trip to see where that's at. Because you guys, we're already in May 7th. And at this point, they had it a little over a month now. For OSD, you guys, I never really connected with them, even though I said I was going to. I never did. I didn't even download any of the note takings, which makes me really frustrated about myself. But it's just that technology-wise, I'm up in the air. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. I will say one of the students in the environmental law and policy class started directly sending me the notes, which I really appreciate. So yeah. DOR. Now that kind of blends in with the technology stuff. My DOR counselor never put in the files. This is what I found out earlier this year. In February, she never put in that I went to the assessment appointment. She never actually requested the technology. So all those months they were ignoring me. All those months they were telling me they were gonna get the progress report to me. They were just stalling me, because when I finally got hold of her in February, which is September, October, November, December, January, February, 6 months. 6 months of trying to get a hold of her and get a progress report, she finally told me that, one, she didn't even have the report. She's like, oh, you went to it? I was like, yes, this is what I've been trying to get a hold of you for, the past couple of months. So it was all this back and forth. And she finally told me, okay, send all the paperwork for this semester. I'm like, you're making it sound like I'm not giving you the paperwork, but you have everything except my financial aid, and that's just because I don't have access to it. So I sent her screenshots of all where it could have been and the few things that I did have. I even went into my financial aid portal and I showed her that there was something there, but it wasn't the actual financial aid awards letter. And she finally, shut up about it, and a month passed. On March 5th, I got the authorization confirmations for the technology, and I'm like, wow, usually that takes a few days. Is it because it's technology and expensive? And then I found out that her requests, on March 11th, I got a call from somewhere from the department, but not from her office. And they explained to me from what digitally, what it looked like happened, and she requested everything on March 3rd. So even though I had a conversation with her in February, it still took her about 3 weeks to actually do the work. I recently found out that her casework is a mess, her note taking is a mess, and my file is a mess. So, it's understandable because apparently she does not do her job, which is really frustrating. Let's see what else. Besides that, I am going to start pushing for orientation and mobility. I feel like I need refreshers for everything in general. I haven't had any orientation ability since I went completely blind for community travel, for public transportation, for street crossings, and I really need that. I feel like I need that, and because soon I will be, slowly retiring ethos, I think that's a perfect time to start doing that. So as for classwork and stuff like that, I do want to come back at the end of this week to really clarify what's been going on, but I'm going to let you know what's been going on as of now. I did not go to campus at all for the last 2 weeks except last Tuesday, and it's just that it's all being moved to online, or they're giving us time to work on the projects. I already submitted everything I needed to do for one class, so I'm officially done with that class, which is History in California. Right now, I am trying to see if Kim will take a little bit more time out of her precious time to help me with community research, because she is saying that if we can't drop off our poster board in person, we can do a Canva version, which I can't drop it off in person because I'm gonna be in Mexico. And if I can't do that, I'm going to see if I have already emailed her. She hasn't replied back, which is weird because she usually replies quick. What else about that? Oh, and I did see that she did make a new assignment that's called the reflection essay, which I need to do. I'm going to focus on that today and tomorrow. For environmental law, I just took the last quiz this morning. I'm pretty sure I either got a high C or a low B, which is still passing, which is like whatever for me. And I think I'm done officially with that class. I don't think I'm going to pass that class. I've been saying that since like halfway through the semester. And then, what else do I have? Oh, Pre-Columbian Myth class. I just need to finish my final project. And with her, we're going back and forth because it's very visual. It's a very visual image type project. I'm really trying to have her let me do an essay. She's all about the cardboard images, so I don't know how that's going to end up turning out. But I am just at this point, as I always end up, is I just want to submit what I can and let the pieces fall where they may. Because professors and education institutions love really packing in the hard work, the hard assignments, the big assignments at the end. If I do decide to return, because I think it's important to talk about anything that changed in the next day and a half, then I will add something here at the end. But if not, you guys, as of now, I only have 3 assignments to do, and they are pretty big, but I'm hoping to get them done in the next 2 days, which I feel like I can because I have everything. I just need to organize them, and I just need to get the approval of the formatting that they're going to be submitted in. I just want to say thanks to Kim for really helping me with the PowerPoint yesterday. We got that done all last night. And yeah, that is it, you guys. Hopefully this is the last university update for spring 2026, and we get to move on to, oh gosh, the final semester.